Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen of podcast world, YouTube, and wherever else you're seeing this, that motherfucker right there is Stanley Henderson, one of my oldest and dearest friends in the world. What's up, Stan?
How you doing, Dar?
I'm doing
Great
good.
to see you, man.
Man, I know we don't ever see each other anymore, right?
We never see each other. I'm like, there's Dar. We talk, but we don't, Like,
Dude,
what do you look
did
like
cut
these
all
days?
your
You look
hair
like
off.
it's gone. It's gone. I
So
just cut it. I just cut it 30 minutes ago. But it was like this. I just cleaned it up. But I've had no hair
you
forever.
got a fresh cut for the show?
I
That's an
had to, man.
exclusive.
That's what we do.
Stan used to have the most amazing dreads.
I had some dreads, man.
How far down did they come, man? They came down to past your shoulders, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like a little bit past
shoulders.
my shoulders. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. I just cut all mine off too.
You had some hair too, buddy.
Yeah.
Did you just cut it off?
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I sat down. Don's lady says, "I'll cut your hair." I was like, "Okay," and she started cutting my hair.
Wow, you trusted her? Yeah,
bro. I fell asleep in the chair.
Did you? How did you? Did you fall asleep while someone was cutting your hair? Oh man,
it's Don's lady.
Oh, wow. Of course you trusted.
Yeah, I'm like, just trim it. She goes, okay. And then I wake up and it's like this. I'm like, what did you do?
It looks great.
Well, thanks. What are you gonna? It's hair. It'll grow back, man. It'll grow back.
You say that. Yeah. You say that, and it'll grow back. It just takes longer as time progresses for us, buddy. So
actually,
just remember that.
Normally you're right. For whatever reason, my hair grows faster now than it ever has in my life. I've got less of it up top, but it grows really fast. And all of everything, sides and the back, it's really thick. It's just the top. I know I'm not supposed to say that or ever admit that, but whatever. Stan Henderson, damn, look at you, man.
Dar.
Bro, how much have you lost? How much weight have you lost?
I actually, when I lost a lot of weight, I probably lost about 50, 60 pounds. I've gained maybe 30 or 40 back. Yeah. When I went vegan, man, I lost so much weight, Dar. I was like, people were like, what's this guy? They were scared for me. But I managed to figure out what to eat now. Probably gained, about 70, 80% of it back.
So how much do you weigh so that you're down like 10, 15, 20 pounds?
I weigh about 210 these days.
Oh, you did gain some back. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's probably 170-ish at one time. And that's like, not since I was in my 20s that I was that's lean,
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Sorry, everybody. I'm just taking this in.
You look good, man.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Trying. Yeah. We both got glass on. We're both old men. Cheers. I'm having a little bit of wine.
Hey, cheers. Cheers. I'm having a little bit of coffee.
I wouldn't sleep if I did that.
Oh, I'll sleep later. Like a baby.
So, Stan, I didn't tell any. Well, let's do the introduction. It's my friend, so I'm not being all professional and doing this as I'm supposed to do this, like an automaton. Stan and I have been friends. Yeah, right. Stan and I have been friends since high school. We met each other, and when I moved to Lima, Ohio, in the late '70s. Right. Yeah, Stan's tripping now, right? Because Stan doesn't think about this often. And we graduated high school together, and we hung out for about a year after that, just being knuckleheads, you, me, and our friend Keith. And then you and Keith took off and went to the service, and then like our paths just, we diverged, like, guys growing up. Yeah. And we didn't talk to each other for the longest time. Like we lost track of each other for real.
Yeah, for real. Why
don't you tell the story of how we reconnected?
Well, how cool was that?
I mean,
it was a Sunday afternoon, wasn't it? Yeah.
You might be
Saturday or
right.
Sunday.
Saturday,
Yeah, yeah.
Sunday. Yeah, it was the
And
weekend. You're right.
I think it was a Sunday, because
Okay.
well, it was, maybe a Saturday, but I happened to be working at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, as a bartender, and I just walked up to this handsome devil, and I looked at you, and I stared at you, and you looked at me, and
I didn't
you
look up.
asked
I
me,
kept my face
"Hmm?"
down. I was
Yeah,
playing
but
video poker.
you said, "Hey, partner, did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong to you, pal?" 'Cause
You were just, I thought you were mad dogging me. I was like, is this
you,
guy going to fucking, is he going to swing
is,
on me? What's going on?
is there a problem? Do I need to solve it? You gave me that one. You gave me one of those. I'm like, man, that is so you. That was 1997,
Oh, shit.
maybe. It was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I think around then.
Right,
And
right, right.
I just kept talking, and you're like, and your friend that was with you, like,
Yeah.
does he know you? I'm like, yeah, we know each other
We
pretty
know
well.
each other. Yeah, I mean, I finally
And
looked up and I was like,
oh my God.
oh
And
my God. Yeah.
mhm. You don't recognize me. You might have saw my name tag, and
No,
I
I
covered it
recognize.
up. But I think, did you
It took
recognize
me.
me?
It was about a
Okay.
3-second count, and I was like, that's Stan Henderson.
Oh my God.
And then, yeah, then
Yeah.
Stan, I was like, Stan, come here. And he ran around the bar and he came over to me and I picked him up and gave him a big kiss. And you started
Yeah.
laughing. You're like, we're on camera everywhere. Like, I don't care. You want me to kiss you on the mouth too?
Which you did. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. It
Guilty
was
as charged. Yeah, guilty as charged. Yeah, but
appropriate. That was appropriate back, for that
man,
time.
so that was 97 or 98. Okay, so
It was
that
97,
was,
maybe 98. Either 97, 98.
so the last time we saw each other was 80, 81, man. Right?
Yeah.
What year did you
Yes.
go to the Air Force?
82.
Oh my God. So it was 82.
Because, well, we were in college with
Yeah.
the last time we saw you. The last time you and I saw one another, we were both in college. You went to Bowling Green. I think the last time we saw each other, I was day
We got
drinking.
it.
And,
We, oh my
and
God.
I think you managed to save me from disaster. And you were always
I
the voice of
don't
reason.
know. Well,
I think you did.
did I? Did I?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I believe so.
You're a
I'm
gentleman. I
pretty
don't think
sure you
that's
did.
true. I don't
I'm
think that's
pretty sure you
true.
did. I think
All
you
right.
did.
Well,
If I remember correctly,
I'll take a
I'll give you
sip. Just
credit for
thank
it.
you.
Take it. Take it. Drink to you. That's to you, buddy.
You made me spit up. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Oh my
Say
God.
sorry about that. So, anyway, it was almost 20 years we hadn't seen each other, and that was crazy. That was a really
Yeah.
crazy moment. Crazy in the
Yeah.
best way. And then we stayed in touch, but I didn't really see you too often because you were in Las Vegas, and you've been there for how long now in Vegas?
I moved to Las Vegas for on a permanent basis in 1988.
Okay.
I got there. I arrived. I was stationed there from Germany in 1987. I moved to Phoenix for about 3 months in the fall of '87, and came back in February of '88 with my girlfriend, who is now my wife of it'll be 29 years next month, or in November rather.
Right
Yes.
on. Right
How
on.
about that?
That's,
Yeah.
wow. 29 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, baby, let's just go hang out in Vegas for a minute, see what happens. 29 years and 3 children later,
Exactly.
here we are. Mm-hmm.
Stan was the first to our friendship of an interracial marriage. He married Rhea, beautiful woman, and white, and they've got 3 beautiful men. They're not boys anymore, let's be honest.
Boys to men.
Literally boys to men, yeah. I remember when they were kids,
Yeah.
and now they're all like grown up with deep voices and big bodies and all this hair.
Oh my God.
It's amazing. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But so you know, the thing that's so amazing, first of all, you've lived in Las Vegas. You worked in the casino industry. And then
Yes.
I'm just going to kind of shortcut a little bit. You feel free to jump in wherever. It's kind of my job to keep the ebb and flow.
Sure.
But
Yeah,
you were working at what? You had 3 jobs at one point, or was it always 2? I know that.
always 2 for the most part. Usually
Right.
work 2 jobs.
Right.
And I was a bartender at the Hard Rock Hotel when we reconnected, and I also worked at a bar, a local bar
Okay.
called
Right on.
Money Plays. Yeah,
Called Money Plays,
Money Plays.
which you subsequently
I subsequently became an owner of that bar.
became the owner of the bar.
And
Finally.
so, I became the sole owner of that bar.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Big hand.
Not long
Big
after.
hand.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Not long after we reconnected, I became an owner.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Because we
And did
talked.
that for.
Go ahead. Sorry, man.
Oh, no, go ahead. Did that for 17 years. So, yeah.
17 years successfully in Money Plays. And Money Plays, tell everybody where it was located.
It was located 5 minutes off the Strip.
Just down from the Palms.
Just down from the Palms Hotel Casino, yes.
I remember that very well.
Two blocks west, maybe, 2 blocks west of the Palms.
Literally. Yeah, man. I'm so proud of Stanley for doing that. First of all, to be, just business ownership in general, like.
There's no owner's manual for that type of shit either.
Right. Right.
You got to.
Right.
It's on-the-job training type thing, man. So
literally, that's the life of an entrepreneur. Like, there's no manual. You just got to figure it out as it goes along.
Yes.
And keep making money.
Yeah.
Keep
Pay the bills
open.
too. You really
exactly.
can't make mistakes and file bankruptcy for 6 times. Every now and then, when it doesn't work out so well.
Unless you're not orange,
if you're not a trust fund baby, you got to do it right.
With a bad fiberglass weave.
All that type of thing, yeah.
All that whole thing happening.
Right.
Best words. The best. The best.
None of that, man.
No, you can't do that. Yeah. But the thing.
but that shit doesn't work for everybody, America.
It definitely doesn't work for people that look like you. That's for damn sure. And it barely works for people that look like me. But generally speaking, it doesn't work for anyone with a conscience who's not a sociopath, like the current occupant in the Oval Office. But I digress. I'm really proud of you, man, because, you had a business, kept it successful. You were off the Strip. Like, technically speaking, there were a lot of strikes against why that business wouldn't work from an outsider's perspective. This is me, not the insider like you are in Vegas, but you have a bar, you're 2 blocks from the fucking Palms, right? And doesn't the Palms have, isn't that where Penn and Teller are? Are they there, or are they at the Rio?
They were at either the Rio or Caesar's Palace. I'm going to say Rio. They're at the Rio, I believe.
My bad. But the only reason I bring that up is that you're competing against, a casino with deep pockets, and they can bring, names and everything else. And you had this bar, and you always used to say it's like Cheers on acid. I was like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, you kind of have to experience it to understand what I'm saying. But everybody's very comfortable place of. This reminds me of a bar back home. So that's what Money Plays.
And it's in Las Vegas, which was really cool.
In Las Vegas, really cool.
Yeah, you walked in there. It was very. It had a very local vibe to it, no doubt. And
yes.
I mean, I know you got tourists in there and stuff for sure.
Yeah, sure.
You had video gaming in the tables. You had, I don't know, how many beers did you have before you got your liquor license? It was incredible.
Well, before our liquor license was reinstated, there's a long history about the whole liquor license thing, because when it originally opened in like 88 or 89, before I even knew that it existed, it opened as a tavern with a liquor license. And that license was taken away by powers that be because of zoning laws and all that. But before we got our liquor license reinstated in 2012, I mean, we had probably about 24 draft beers and over 100 different bottled beers. We actually won an award from one of the local magazines for being one of the better craft beer bars in town.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I remember.
Man.
Yeah, that was incredible. I remember when I went in there, you're like, I got all these beers, and I was like, okay, give me a beer. Well, what do you like? I'm like, I don't know, dude, just give me a beer. Wasn't drinking very much. Not that I drink a lot now or anything, but and I remember you gave me a beer that was, I don't know, 13, 14% alcohol, some crazy thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was the desert, and I was dehydrated because I wasn't drinking enough water. I wasn't thinking about it. I was like, man, I'm thirsty, and I was like, go.
Oh no, it was a sipper. I'm sorry, I gave you a sipper and I didn't tell you.
No, it's all good, man.
we had some beers on draft that were 40 proof.
40 proof?
Yeah, it was beer. That's beer. Yeah. I have a bottle of beer in my case right now that's 65% alcohol. I just keep it. I'll never open it.
Did you want to show it to us so we can see what 65% alcohol looks like?
Sure. 1 second.
All right, man.
Literally 1 second.
Yeah,
looks
you're not
like
kidding.
This. Yeah. This one's called Armageddon. Can you see it?
A little bit higher.
Can you make
a little bit higher. Hold it up a little bit higher.
All right.
Oh, wow.
You make it out?
Yeah, Armageddon. Yep.
You see 65%?
No,
that's
I can't
130.
see that. Come in a little bit closer.
Okay, wait a minute. It's in plastic. Look on the bottom.
Bring it down a
right.
little bit. Yeah, I can't see it. Twist it. Oh, my God. Okay, I see it now.
Can you see it now?
65%. Yeah. So what's the point?
It's 130 proof. Die. Yeah, this is something. Proof. I mean, I've sold a couple of bottles of 80 proof beer, but I would never let one person drink it because it's just, you don't want to, it's like, whiskey and rum and vodka, and they're all 80 proof. That's 80 proof. So I wouldn't let anybody just drink a bottle of liquor by themselves. So I'd make, 4 or 5 people go and have a shot, just a novelty item. That's just something for beer nerds.
That's the difference between you and me. I'd let him drink the whole thing, and I'd video the whole thing. And just what happened? I don't know. He was standing. He drank the beer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you have
liability.
Allergic reaction? Yeah. Does he have an allergic reaction?
Yeah, he had an allergic reaction. All right. He died. Alcohol poisoning. Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
You have it on tape now. Yeah.
You can't prove or deny any of it. Allegedly, I have it on tape. So Stan, dude, the thing is, there's so much to talk about. First of all, right? We talk pretty frequently, and we don't know how to keep it short. But you got a really interesting story that just, it has to be heard and it has to be told. And so part of it is, of course, not only do you buy the bar and it becomes even more successful than it was. And that's in no small part to, you're knowing the industry, knowing the profession, knowing the area, knowing the market. And it's not an easy thing to keep a bar going in Vegas. I mean,
oh no.
No, it's not an easy thing at all. And you did it successfully for 17 years. And then, was it 3 years ago, you guys brought in the live act? I mean, fill in the details. The live music.
Oh, well, no, we had live music for a long time. Many places was always known for live music. Doing bands on Fridays and Saturdays or whatever here and there. Okay. But I just enhanced it when I took it over. We are also the location of the longest running open mic in Las Vegas, Nevada.
That's all.
We were. Yeah. And that's what we did. And I diversified it because, our clientele just kind of changed. It became more eclectic. just different people. And it was a real kind of a balancing act to keep the people coming in and appeal to everybody and make everyone feel comfortable around one another, which I like doing. It was fun.
You're really good at it, man. You're really good at it. And you know, I went in there, I don't know, half a dozen times over the past, 20 years. And it was a very eclectic crowd. You're right. And it was also racially diverse, which was really cool to see. And it really was like Cheers on Acid in the sense that, what does that mean? Because you're talking about dropping acid and stuff. Oh, I didn't tell you. I dropped a little blotter acid before we started this. So. Oh,
nice. Right
yeah. When your face starts to melt, I'll just kind of, I'll do that.
Let me know. Okay.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Do you know that psilocybin, mushrooms, the magic mushrooms, psilocybin, they grow naturally on McCord Air Force Base. Just in case you wanted to know. In Tacoma, Washington. Yeah. You can just walk around and pick them and eat them. Well, they did in 1983, so
no, just
sure they're growing through.
Is there anything that you wanted to share with us on your walks around?
Just that.
That? Okay.
Yeah, that was just a side note to you dropping acid.
No, I enjoy it. Did you sample any of the
No, I just found out me and the brothers were playing basketball one night about 1:32 in the morning, and there was this wild white guy in a pair of jeans and no shirt on, balling out with us.
It's always the white guy. It's always the white guy.
But he was balling with us, and he was, kind of a hippie kind of guy, and he just let us know, hey dudes, mushrooms all over this base. They're growing everywhere. Like, all right, thank you. Thank you for that. I don't have to buy them anymore.
Yeah.
He was a good guy. He was one of them to rebate. He was a rebounder. One of them on my side because he was fearless and stoned.
Because he was blazed.
Yeah, he was blazed out, buddy. He was having a ball. Yeah, he was having a blast.
Amazing. Hey, guys, there's a lot of mushrooms on the base. Good note. All right.
Yeah, they say they use those now professionally for depression and anxiety and different types of
allegedly, people are getting relief from, I don't know if it's clinical depression, but, pretty severe depression and mild depressions by microdosing. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to say about that anymore?
Is there something I'm supposed to say?
I'm just trying to get you to. You ate a shitload of mushrooms and played basketball with I don't know, Easy Rider or whatever the white guy's name was.
I didn't. He was eating them. I didn't. I wish I would have. Okay. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so I'll take that, and I'll run with it. So welcome to our conversations.
Exactly. Oh, are there people listening to us? Oh, jeez.
There's nobody here. Trust me, nobody's listening to this.
Thank you. Except Beauregard.
Yeah, who's passed out. So, Cheers on Acid. You walked in there. Everybody did know your name, but there was kind of that weird, kind of funky vibe, which I guess was it was just the fact that there were so many locals with. I didn't get the sense there were a lot of tourists in there. I mean, what was it, like 80 locals, 20% tourists?
Maybe 90-10,
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what happens is the locals bring their buddies from out of town, and they come in and they don't feel and act like tourists when they're there.
Right.
Excuse me, because they feel really comfortable because they, first of all, they come in with a family member, and they're like, wow, this is like, hey, I feel comfortable. So
exactly.
It's just a good mix, man. You didn't really feel like there were tourists versus locals, just a bar, you know? Yeah.
So
but now everything's going corporate.
Oh, God.
Go ahead.
So corporate. Oh. No, there's just so corporate.
Yeah.
It's terrible, man.
Mm.
It takes
it's okay. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is, man.
the character of the place is gone, but whatever.
Right. Right.
So without getting into every detail, I don't know, it was about 10 years ago, man, maybe 12 years ago. We showed up, and Dante and I came to Money Plays, and you're like, why don't you play? And you're like, hey. And
Huh.
like, hey.
Oh, I got this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, I got this one.
So you got Mr. Cynical guy here, like, you know, hey, he throws puts a $20 bill in one of my machines. Like, oh, he's like, hey, Stan, you know, what's this thing here? Your gaming license and all. He's like, well, I'm one of the few bar owners that actually own my own machine, so all of the payouts and all of the profits are me versus you, or you know, if you win money, it's my money that pays you. If you know, it's my.
You did say all that, but it didn't really register.
So he played one hand of video poker.
Because I don't gamble. I'm not a gambler.
You don't gamble, and as you said it, you're like, Donzale, you know how hard it is to win money in these crappy ass machines. And you play one hand and you hit a royal flush. You won yourself $1,000. You put in $20 and you cashed out $1,018.75. You played one hand. You didn't even play it down to $1,000. You cashed out $1,018.75. Way to go, man! Thanks. Yeah. You know, you couldn't go burn them at the corporate places like the PTs or you know the bars that are owned by the casinos. You do it to your boy. It's okay, but you know what? That's the best story ever. I love that. And one of my big players was there. And he saw that happen. He kind of turned around and walked out the back door. He was stormed. He stormed out the back door. I have no one I've lived here since 1988. I've never ever seen anyone ever play one hand of video poker and hit a jackpot. Never. I mean, you could put a $20 bill in and win, but it takes a few minutes. Right. You got to play some hands, but you played one hand. And you were skeptical about it the whole way through, and you're like, "Oh, totally. Twin Jack, Queen, King, Ace, okay. What is that, Stan? That's $1,000 I don't get to take home. You know, okay, my kids will be eating Spam tonight, Dar. It's okay, man. It's all right." No, good for you, man. That is a great story. No one does that.
I know, but I shouldn't have. You know that fucking part of that.
No, you should have. You should have, and you did.
No, bro. No. Come on, man. I just that old part of my brain kicked in. I was like, money? What? You know, and you're like, you threw down the $100.
Here's your $18.75 too.
Yeah, if I had any kind. 75 cents, 18.75.
You got your 3/4 too, if you remember correctly.
Coming in so hot right now, Henderson. You're coming in so hot, and I love it. I love it. No, I should have sat there and spent every fucking dime of it. You're 100% right.
No, I'm not. You should have cashed out. That's the best. That's the best way to do it. And I'll tell you what, the smart people, that's what you do. You take that money and you run.
Okay, all right. So you open that door. To be fair, one of the first things I said to you jokingly, because I'm not a gambler, right?
Right.
Well, that's another story for another day. But I used to always joke with you. I'm like, so Stan, do you know the secrets of how to win in Vegas? And you're like, oh yeah. I'm like, really?
Walk right by the table. Yeah.
That's exactly what you told me. Walk right by the table.
Yeah. I'm not a gambler either. I don't gamble really.
Which is why you and your wife have survived all those years in that town.
Right.
Had a successful business. Yeah, man.
Right.
Because I mean, besides you, I had one other friend who lived in Vegas. He's moved since then, but you know, he wasn't a real gambler either. He gambled more than you and me.
Right.
You know? But that's not hard to do. All you have to do is play 2 hands of poker a year or something like that, or a decade, right? Right. Shit, I haven't gambled since that time with you. I just it's not.
That's
interesting
awesome.
to me. Yeah.
I know.
I know, but that guy, when he stormed out of the back door, that was weird. I was like, what the fuck happened with him? And then later on, you told me that guy had he had a monkey on his back. He might have had two
Yes.
monkeys on his back. Yeah.
He had a gorilla on his back.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Right.
Yeah. Bummer.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't like to gamble. Yeah. My grandfather had a monkey on his back. He liked poker and blackjack. Poker and blackjack. That was his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't say anymore because my father's still alive and it gets him upset. And at some point, he'll see this and he'll see you and he'll be like, "It's Stanley! It's Stanley!"
Iraj. I love that man.
Iraj will break it for you. But
he's
why I
the
don't
bomb.
gamble. But, you started up the music more. You're right. You engaged it to another level and you were the live open mic. And man, I got to tell you, when you first told me, I was like, that's really smart. And like, I didn't tell this to you at the time, but I was thinking, man, he's going to have every freak of the week coming in to get on the microphone, because soon after you started the open mic, you started doing a YouTube live feed. Am I right about that? More or less?
More or less. Down the road, we did the YouTube live feed, and we did a bunch of stuff. My God, I had an internet radio show, weekly little radio show called Mike and Stan Talk Beer and Sports. We did a karaoke contest that was a live feed, live streamed it with those idiots.
Right,
I think you met those crumbs that thought they were going to be superstars. It's just everybody's got a plan.
No, everybody comes to Vegas. Everybody comes to LA. Hey, man, I got a plan, man. Hey, listen.
It's going to work. Check it out.
Yeah.
But I tell you, what we probably are here to talk about is this is just one subject, and this was an offshoot from the live entertainment and the open mic, and it was what we called. It was basically a hip hop and R&B themed monthly open mic called the Black Book Sessions.
It was dope.
And it was completely awesome. And it was
dope.
It was created not by me, but by these talented people, musicians, MCs that had a rap band called The Chapter here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Started by a guy named CJ and his band, The Chapter, who were pretty close to the Roots. They opened up for a lot of famous hip-hop and R&B acts, the Roots being one of them. And they actually put out a few CDs, and they had Questlove on the percussions and some of that kind of mix-up they did.
Just Questlove, that's all. They just had Questlove's playing percussion.
Just Questlove playing percussions here and there.
Yeah, sure.
And they performed at Money Plays, and they came to me and they said they wanted to do this thing. And they talked to, Black Thought from the Roots, and they talked to those guys, and they're like,
just Black Thought and Questlove?
This is what we did in Philly. So they just kind of mimicked it and did it in Vegas, and they called it the Black Book Sessions because, that type of music was blacklisted in Vegas. You really couldn't find a good local place that would even allow that type of music in there. And I tell you what, as a business decision, for the most part, I don't blame a local bar for doing that and it's probably not going to sound good to anybody that's a hip hop fan or people that know how much I love that type of music. But, if I had a chance I love it. I grew up on it.
So do I, man. So do I.
But unfortunately today, people don't know how to act, And
I'm not going to disagree with you.
As a bar owner, you can't go to a venue and expect not to have something pop off with that type of music.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like I said, just people bring their isms out with them. But what we did, what the Chapter did, and Verbal E and his boy 360, who was linebacker for UNLV and an awesome athlete here in town, and the musicians and the people that formed that band called The Chapter was a phenomenal experience, and it lasted almost 4 years without an incident. It was on the last Saturday of the month, monthly, we did this thing, man, and it started about 10, 11 at night and went till the wee hours of the morning. And
I love it.
It was just live entertainment. People
Did you all record it?
They recorded a lot of it. I've reached out to CJ, aka Verbal E, one of I told you, like I have, you have your who are your 5 favorite MCs or rappers in the world? He's
right.
one of them.
Right.
But I reached out to him again today to get some footage and pictures, and I'll send you some of those later. But it was a phenomenal experience.
Dude, I mean, anybody who's listening to this who knows hip-hop knows what you're talking about.
But see, people think they know hip-hop. They don't know this type of hip-hop. Back in the day when we did this was years ago. This was in the early 2000s. And you didn't have you didn't bring your little music on your phone or your CD and rap over yourself, rapping over your own recorded music like these kids did, previous to my bar closing in the last few years for my open mic. That's kind of what it was. And these guys, the Black Book Sessions was basically, you get on a list and you get the microphone, the band just they start playing ad-libbing on basically a jam session, and you off the top of the dome, you're either singing or you're rapping or you're doing something. And if you're
so
good,
either sink or swim, right? Yeah,
and if you're not good, they take the mic from you, and nobody got an attitude, nobody got it. They come back next week, they practice all month long, they come back at the end of the next month and try it again. And it was kind of an oasis for all these youngsters and these up and coming artists. They'll tell you, some of the people who know about it, they'll tell you, like, man, I really learned how to be an MC or a rapper or a musician at the Black Book Sessions. A trumpet player might come in and sit in with the band. If he's good, he gets applause. If he's bad, they, next. It was that simple. And you didn't take it personal,
Y'all had the Apollo West, really.
We had the Apollo West gong show thing going.
Gong show. You just didn't have a Sandman. They just kind of casually no, it's not happening.
No. Yeah, Verbal E was the Sandman, kind of. It was like, look, he'd put his arm around you like, hey, he would lovingly tell you suck. Come back next month.
Wow.
And
that's a tough spot to be in.
And he did it. He did it, man. And people respected him because he treated people with respect. And they knew he was good because he would get up there and just ad-lib and freestyle, at the drop of a hat, and was good at it. And they aspired to be as good as him. And, so that's how it went.
It
was a beautiful thing.
You listen. Yeah, no, it had to be beautiful. I want to see the pictures. I'm amazed you got some. That's great. Did they shoot video ever?
They did. This was it was so back in the day that, everything today, everybody's got a phone, everybody's got a camera, everything's on video. It wasn't so pertinent back then as was the experience of actually doing it, of being there, the live experience. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
That's what it was about back then.
And I mean, obviously I didn't realize that was even going on. You first told me about the Black Book Sessions when, I don't know, like a month ago, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
We
just have a conversation.
Like, oh yeah, we had that. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? It's like, oh yeah, verbally, and Questlove would show up and Black Thought. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Really? And
Seriously?
Like, oh, yeah. These guys, And so you were this oasis for hip hop talent, and
yes,
let's be honest, an oasis for a lot of black musicians in the area.
Yes, and you know what else was really You know what was really cool about it? Like when I say eclectic about that bar is that that place was basically, throughout the other parts of the month was a bar where locals showed up, service industry, casino workers would show up and gamble and hang
Good
out
point.
and
Good
drink and
point.
blah, blah, blah.
Good
And for
point.
that one night, it turned into that.
It got really groovy, really funky.
It got but it didn't scare anybody away.
No, dude, the talent was off the chain.
But I tell you, it was hood. The hood showed up, but not the hood that showed up later. That turned it into something that wasn't good anymore.
Yeah, I know what you mean. In the beginning,
you understand what I'm saying?
100%. I do. It was a beautiful thing in the beginning, and you're saying the hood. It was black men and black women coming there just to hang out with people that look like them, and oh damn, you got an open mic, and I can get up there and just give it a roll. Yeah, go ahead, man. If you're no good, you're gonna get taken off.
And if you didn't look like them, it was okay because you're there to hang out with us, and you're part of. We got love for you too.
Exactly.
So anybody can show up and do their thing. Literally, we had a guy show up with what do you call that? I have one downstairs. It's called a didgeridoo. You know what that is?
Didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo. Yeah, that thing, whatever that is.
Amazing. Yeah.
And
the Australian wind instrument.
The Australian big long wood, whatever that is, and actually got a great round of applause because people just love the effort and they love they just love the effort of that, the people trying to do something different, man, and at the same time blend in and show love for hip hop without it being something else, without nobody had, there was no, the attitudes, they left the attitudes and egos that you see today. They didn't bring those with them. They just brought the love.
Isn't that crazy, man? 20 years ago was a different time.
And I'm forever grateful to the chapter in Verbal E for bringing that to Money Plays.
100%. 100%.
Toast to them cats. Yeah.
No, I mean that's so amazing. Was he Australian or was he just a local?
Just a local white kid, man.
Local white guy.
Didgeridoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's the beauty of art, and of music. Music's the universal language, right?
Yes.
So it just brings everybody together. And so, for that time period, whatever's going on, if it's a concert or if it's a jam session, if it's an open mic, if it's the Black Book sessions, right, and Money Plays.
Yeah. Yes.
You overlook every difference: skin color, nationality, creed, nation, gender, sexuality, all that, any ideology, theology, whatever it may be, and you enjoy the music and the art, and then it's so interesting.
That was a common interest.
Yeah, man. And you find the commonality with your fellow man,
right?
Your
and there was
woman,
just no
find it.
No drama. No.
Yeah. But unfortunately, like you said, times change, things change, and it started to bring like a rougher element, which is kind of, what happened.
Well, I don't even want to, yeah. Yes.
Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You remember when hip hop first came out, KRS-One, right? Arrested Development. I mean, they were talking about something beyond just my thing's this big and, bitches and hoes and guns and
my chains and my jewelry and my cars.
My jewelry and my stacking my cash, my cheddar, and really, man, it all changed.
I haven't listened to hip hop in a long time. I don't really know haven't really listened to any, well, I guess you'd call new hip hop in a long time, because
that's what happens when you get older.
I've got nothing against anybody making money. Go get that money. That's the industry now. Respect for everybody. For everybody who's out there hustling, do your thing. I respect it, but I really missed the Black Book sessions. I'm just happy that there's a part of my life that was attached to that.
I love that you talk about it now. I love that you kind of kept it so personal. Because, I mean, we've known each other, what's it, 40 years now? Over 40 years. And you told, like, I didn't tell you about that. I'm like, no, man, you never told me about that.
It was awesome, Dar. Yeah.
I wish to see every picture and every recording you got of it. That, I mean, I was.
And I mean, 4 years of this packing that bar, people in the alley in the back and having their little ciphers and practicing before they get on the mic, and just a crowded, overcrowded bar, and not one time was there ever any drama. Not one time.
I believe you.
And now, the last few years, you could have 5 people in my bar, and something stupid happens. Grown folks.
Wow.
People in their 40s acting up.
Really?
What's wrong with y'all? Yeah, pull your pants up, first of all. I'm sorry, that's another subject. There's another connection there. Pull your fucking pants up. I'm sorry.
Don't you dare apologize. Go ahead.
I apologize.
Listen, man, I hear myself sometimes. I'm like, really, Dar? Really?
I know.
Are you telling that guy to pull his pants up?
Yeah, we're almost 60. But
why you got to be like that, man? Why you got to say that?
Because we are. It's the truth.
No, it's the truth. I can't tell you, man, how many times, Donsley and I, after she wrote her book, Stanley knows this, but he's going to pretend like he's never heard it before because we are on camera.
Alrighty.
I used to travel all over the country with Donsley when she would do her speaking gigs, and I jokingly call myself a Pullman porter. This is where I lose the white people. They're like, huh? Pullman porters worked on the train, and they helped you with your luggage. And they were usually black men. One of the few jobs that white supremacist America, yes, I said that, would allow black men to have. So I jokingly call myself exactly. So I was her Pullman porter. I'd move all the stuff. But all her books and everything. And it was always so funny because everyone would look at me and they're like, why are you, and I was at Donsley's beck and call, and they were just like, that just screwed every white person's head up. Every time. 100%. They couldn't figure out why I was doing what she said.
What's going on here?
Exactly. Right. Yeah, don't you know you're white and she's black? Yeah, no, I'm totally clear on that. Thanks, though.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, exactly. All that, and I lost my train of thought. What you just said about, you were just talking about the sessions, blah, 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 blah. God,
yeah.
How 60-year-old am I? Oh, so the young guys would show up. She went to a college. She would go to colleges frequently. Some of the guys would come in, and they had their pants hanging down and their underwear hanging out. And one day I was just like, man, I can't anymore. I can't. I was like, hey.
Can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I was like, hey, brother, come here. And he's like, yes, sir. And I'm like, don't call me sir, man. Don't call me sir. My name's Dar. What's your name? My name's Joe. Hey, Joe. Nice to meet you. Joe, do you have any idea of the history behind the way you're wearing your pants? And they get like this sheepish look on their face, right? And long story short, they would have no idea. They thought it was a style. I'm like, do you know where the style was born out of? No. And so, like, depending on how much time I had, I would either just cut right to the chase, right? You're advertising. And it came from the prison system. And if I had more time, I would break it down as to why this occurred and why it was black men and what was going on, blah, blah, blah. And by the end of it, they would just be like, oh my God, yeah. I didn't know. I'm like, pull your fucking pants up. Unless you really do want it, and even you're a gay man and you are advertising, and even then, pull your fucking pants up.
Pull them up anyway.
Pull your fucking pants up. Yeah. Act like you've been here before, right?
Yeah, we're not homophobic. Neither one of us are homophobic. It's just I think that whole thing just leads down an attitude leads down to it's a bad road because. Well,
in your cases, I agree.
I'm stereotyping because you're the ones who are going to act up. you're walking in here and you don't have the respect not to show your fucking drawers in public, and you're gonna be. We're trying to run a business here, and you're not going to be considerate enough to behave a certain way.
Right.
It sounds really corny, and it sounds really narrow-minded, but I've been in this business for a long time, and pull your fucking pants up.
Seriously.
Yeah. If I ever become involved in the bar business again as an owner, I'll never let anybody in any of my locations with their pants sagging.
Dress code, strictly enforced. Yeah, man. It just, you very well said.
You can dress how you want, but not in here.
You can come in and dress like a I don't care. Like dress like a ballerina. You can dress as a furry. Like you can dress like Han Solo, Chewbacca, but you pull your fucking pants up, man, because it does kind of bring the vibe down. And you're right though. I'm not trying to begrudge anybody. I know I sound like an old man. Whoever's listening to this. Yeah,
we both did. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. But go fuck yourselves. Eat a bag of dicks. Listen to someone older than you every once in a while. I did, even when I didn't like to. And you can attest to how militant I used to be.
Yes.
But yeah, what happened? And this. I just tried to see if I could slide that past without you saying anything.
I'm not.
He knows all my secrets. He knows everything.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome.
Like I've mellowed, right? I have though.
Oh yeah.
Bit, right?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
We're still the same people, but we can handle ourselves better.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You keep, just for the audience listening to this, you keep on referring to the fact when I had a business. So that whole, drawers hanging out your pants, excuse me, you never pronounce it. That was very white of me. Kind of led to what happened to your business. And, the bigger part, Stan won't say it because Stan at his core is still a Midwestern boy. He really is. And
absolutely.
100%. Yeah, he still hasn't really forgiven me for not embracing LeBron James, even though he's on my beloved Los Angeles Lakers now. LeBron's all right. I'm just fucking around.
LeBron is awesome. I love him.
Yeah, he couldn't make change for $1 back in the day because he didn't have a fourth quarter.
Oh, nice one. That was good. That was good.
That's old. That's wrong, and I don't deserve it. Yeah,
no,
exactly.
That's good, man.
Yeah,
give it up.
LeBron ain't doing a podcast. LeBron's on TV every night. The point is, you won't say this, so I will, but a black man, business owner, bar owner, bringing in live music and, more specifically, hip-hop, right? And a little bit of rap was happening too, whatever. But as the white folks like to call it, that urban music, the black people music, right? Freaked out the powers that be, and it freaked out a lot of your neighbors, and it freaked out a lot of the locals. I know you've never said that, but I know, because I know white people. I know how they think. I know how they speak when you leave the room, and it's just us white people. And I'm like, what did you just say? Yeah. And, you suffered because of it, man. You suffered because of it. And nobody really gave a shit that you had a family and you got 3 kids. And, never entered the conversation. And I'll tell you what, if it was my white ass, that would have entered the conversation. And that would have changed the whole dynamic it played. But it did not for you.
I tell you, the powers that be, they're just doing what they do. And they're going to, a bear is going to be, a grizzly bear is going to be a grizzly bear. And I tell you, but you got to be fair because that's the way it is. You got to be fair to yourself. You got to be.
It's not. It's not that way for me, man. It's not that way for me.
But that's the way it is. It's the way it is. It's just, you know what I mean? That's just the way it is. So as a business owner, you have to know that. And, I would take a different route if I ever re-entered that that genre, that business again, I would take a different route. If I'm going to do entertainment, it's going to be different. It's going to be over here. And if I have a bar, it's going to be a bar. You're going to come in, sit and gamble. There's not going to be anything going on but gambling and drinking, and let's all be quiet and drink, and everybody behave themselves, and I count my money at the end of the night. If I'm going to be a community activist, it's going to be something different. You know, I'm not going to, I try to blend everything into one business. You know, I would have to have different ventures to do what I actually try to do as a business owner, only one little spot. I mean, we actually, you know, we also brought live music, and we brought live acts. We brought, you know, once famous rappers in, once famous rock and roll musicians, and, you know.
Well, you had a lot of people show up, man.
Yeah, a lot of people show up, and country music, rock and roll, country rock.
It was eclectic.
It was eclectic, man. And the Black Book Sessions was just one major, but just one part of what I was able to be involved in Money Plays. So yeah, it was great. And I tell you, it's not the powers that be that caused the demise of Money Plays. The demographics and the people that you know brought attention to it negatively are the ones that, you know, if you want to put a blame on, we blame yourselves, blame ourselves. So I'm not bitter. I'm not anti anything. I'm not, you know, I'm not mad at the police. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not mad at even the knuckleheads that cause the demise. You know, you just have to know how to keep them separated. Keep them out of your hair.
Can I be mad at them?
Yeah, you can. You can be mad if you want. Yeah, sure.
Okay. A little bit or a lot of it?
Yeah, you're your own person. Be mad as you want, buddy. I'm so over it.
No, I know you're over it. I know you're over it, and God bless you. You're minimizing it, but it was. I'm going to say it. Permission to speak?
Sure, please.
I won't get in details, but broad strokes.
Mm-hmm.
What you went through, what Stan went through, was pure racism, up one side, down the other. He'll never say that because he always takes accountability and responsibility, and you know, he knows you're a black man, and you're a proud black man, and you know that's not even an issue. And you refuse to allow yourself just to be viewed through that lens, even though, as you said earlier, it is what it is. That's just how it is, right? And I'm arguing with you. I'm like, yeah, it wouldn't have happened to me, and it wouldn't. And then you say it again, yeah, but this is how it is for me. So I can fight it, or I can accept it and work within it, which is the smart way to be, which is why I love you. One of the many reasons. But me sitting back and watching this, and then of course, you know, having white privilege and being ignorant, truly ignorant, until I meet Donsley, and then my mother-in-law and my in-laws and my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and all my extended family. And then finding out about the struggle and understanding what's going on and understanding racism really for the first time in my life. And then hearing the stories of the civil rights movement, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to beat a dead horse for whoever's listened to this before. For people who listen to this for the first time, welcome. But, you know, for me, that changed my life on a cellular level. And I can't just sit back and not make an issue out of it. And I get why you're not. And it's a smart move. It is the smart move. And I don't work in those same arenas that you do.
I don't ignore it. It's all around me.
I know.
And even in my present, even what I do presently, I know that, you know, it still exists, but you have to operate within it. And, you know, you can't walk around with a chip on your shoulder because it's just going to get heavier as you go along.
So, cheers.
Yeah,
that attitude. Yeah. I've never told you this. I'm going to say this we're looking at each other on camera here. You schooled me with what you just said the first time you said that to me, and I don't remember when it was. And I'm sure, you said it to me, probably 100 times over the years, right? I don't know when it was, but when I had my awakening, I would say, you know, like, holy shit, you're really privileged and you're white and things don't go that way for your black wife or your black friends and your black family members. I was around, I want to say like around 2003, 2004, when it was my mother-in-law, Juanita, when we had a face-to-face and we really kind of like, we got into it. And she just broke it down for me. And so like a natural progression as you go from like slumber to like wide awake and ready, like, yeah, you fucker, you know, that's racist, this is racist. And talking to you one day, you said something to the effect of what you just said, like, look, man, I can walk around with this chip on my shoulder, but that's as, you know, I'm paraphrasing, that's as crazy as me drinking poison and hoping that the racist that's impeding my progress, my growth, my peace, my happiness is going to die. I'm going to die. I drank the poison. And I was like, wow. Like, I got schooled again, like, of course. Of course. I can afford to get mad. I can afford to be upset. I can afford to run my mouth and be angry because after it's all over, motherfucker, I still blend, right? And
but what's great about you, what I really appreciate about you is that you are awake and you are a voice for, you know, I could say the same thing to other people or even to some of the young African-American males that you've spoken to. Hey, you know, with the whole saggy pants thing,
right.
They would not accept it from me as the way they would from you.
Damn.
You know that?
See, I know you're right. That bothers me too.
Yeah, but you know what? Thanks for being a voice. And what a lot of us African Americans have said is like, you know, we need our white friends to stand up and talk and speak out because it's not just a race issue; it's a human issue. It's an issue of humanity. You know, these people 8 minutes and 46 seconds on your neck. You know, 7 shots to the back while your family in the car watches and your kids are looking at you. You know, point blank. Someone else
shots
other
to you
than
while you're laying in your bed sleeping.
That. So when you say it, when you and it comes from someone that looks like you, it's like, oh, well, okay. There's just a different. It has a different impact on the people who just think, oh, you know, those black people are just making noise again. You know.
You're 100% right. That's you just hit the needle on the needle on the record. Put the needle on the record. You hit the nail on the head. That's one of the reasons sometimes I amp it up a little bit more than it needs to be because of what you just said. I'm aware of that. Thank you for saying that.
And you can.
It's very nice.
And I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing that. And there's a reason that I try to keep my calm because it needs to go that way.
Dude, how many times? Thank you for that. By the way, that's really nice of you to say that. How many times have I told you? I don't know how many times I've told you. I tell Donsley all the time. I know I've told you. The day, I don't remember the day that it happened. It was shortly after Juanita schooled me and like woke me up from my slumber. And I realized probably, I don't know, maybe a year later, 2 years later, I don't remember exactly. It's like, damn. If I had this, if me being me, my personality, my tendencies, my behaviors, my traits, right, my habits, if I had Stanley's skin tone and color, I would be one of 3 places. I would be incarcerated, I would be in an insane asylum, psychiatric ward, or most likely I'd have been shot dead by now.
Yeah.
And Donsley, I said Donsley, and she looked, I hope everybody watches and rewinds what he just did. Calm and cool is the other side of the pillow because that's the reality for Black America. And
there's a certain way you have to behave. There's a certain way, you know, I see all these YouTube videos of people, so-and-so, schools, the police, and blah, blah, blah. But when you're looking at 9 barrels and you're looking at 9 cops with their guns pointed at you, there's a certain thing you have to do to stay alive. and you got to be calm, and you don't shit your pants, but you got to be calm, and you got to do. How do you not die? What do you do in that moment to not die? And I've been there before.
I know you have, and you know I've been there before too. And my ass is white.
Scary, dude.
It's no joke. Yeah, it's scary. It's no joke when you're looking down the barrel of a gun and the motherfucker's got a trigger finger twitching and he's got a badge. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
And that
multiply
means
that by 10.
You got me beat. I think I had about 9, if I can. Yeah, Mas o menos. I think there were 9 on me.
Yeah, we're pretty close. We're pretty close.
It's not good. It'll get your attention, and even me, like I was like, oh shit, you got to bring it down. But see, the thing is, back to the point at hand.
Those fuckers gave me a job application.
Okay. So I think we should.
Like, wow, you're pretty calm. You're pretty calm. You can come and do this. You can join us and do this. Do what we do every day.
So let me set the table a little bit, and you jump in anytime. Stan was in the military in the Air Force, and he played football very successfully, and got much bigger from the time we were in high school to college. Like you got big, and then you became you took out. Let's just say you took out some aggressions in the boxing ring, and you became the base champion, heavyweight champion.
Became the European champion.
The European champion, and you were on Reinsdorf base in Germany?
Ramstein.
That's what I said. What did you think I said? I said Ramstein.
Yeah, you said Ramstein.
Yeah, I said Ramstein. It must have been the connection. No problem. Happens every once in a while.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Exactly. And Stan, and I don't know when, but at some point you also became MP, right?
My first job out of the military was a security guard at a real funky location in Las Vegas, Nevada. And the cops used to roll through and harass the crackheads and some of the locals in the area. Nobody would ever get arrested, but they would come and beat them up and put their gun barrels down their throats and, stick their guns to their heads. And then they'd go to lunch. And I was a security guard at this place.
Bro,
and they saw me.
Slow down just a second. Wow.
Yeah, I was fresh out of the Air Force when this happened. So I had been 3 years in another country where people kind of behaved a little different.
Little different?
They weren't.
The Germans
a lot. Yeah, different. I was like, wow, I didn't know white people could be this nice. I was over there for 3 years now. I forgot about racism that existed in America until I got back. It didn't take me but maybe half an hour or an hour. The first gas station I went to when I got back to America from Germany, I got into a fight. Well, I didn't get into a fight. I knocked the guy out because he probably called me the N-word 5 or 6 times. I was pumping gas. I was just pumping gas, and he followed me to my car. So I had to deal with it. And that was like 30 minutes off of the military base. That's a side note. But at this job, I was, as a security guard, these cops just kind of roll up and they just start doing their thing. And they looked like they're having fun. And they saw me, security guard, with a gun on my side. So they just all drew down on me. And it just, the way it went, I didn't die. And I handled myself a certain way. And they're like, hey, you should be a cop. And, it probably wouldn't have been a bad job. I just didn't know that I wanted to hang out with those guys.
Motherfucker. Honestly, really? I didn't know if I wanted to hang out with those guys. All right. So can I translate Mr. Ohio languaging, please? May I?
Yes, I'm sorry for those.
So no. You just said a mouthful. You just fly by it like it's just, no problem. And it isn't a problem. You're here still. So Stanley is in Germany at Ramstein Air Force Base, and which is in which city?
It's in Kaiserslautern, near Kaiserslautern, Germany.
Okay. And his 3 year, you were there 3 years, correct?
Yes.
His 3 years there, he felt not only comfortable with white people for the first time in your life, right? I mean, really comfortable. Like it was just like, wow, these people are cool. They're nice. They're polite. They're like, this is incredible.
It was just different. I'm like, wow, it just gave me another view on people. Period. Okay. As a youngster, I was in my early 20s then, so I grew up in in Ohio, and it just gave me a different view, man. It was something different. It broadened my perspective on things, put it that way.
But you said that you didn't feel the racism that you felt in the States those 3 years in Germany. Am I right?
You are right, yes.
Okay. You come back to the States, you leave, you land and you go to the base, check in as you have to while you're in the service. And then you said you'd been in the States for a half hour, más o menos, or from the base, whatever.
Well, no, I'd been the first time I left the base and went and stopped. And I just remembered this as we're talking, that I got
never heard this story.
I just remembered that. First time I actually left the base.
Wow.
And went on to America.
The world. America, yeah, exactly.
The world, America. I had to knuckle up.
And some white guy felt comfortable enough to use the N-word against you for no other reason except that I was
there pumping gas.
Pumping gas, minding your own business.
And I left him laying between the gas pump and his car. Knocked the fuck out.
Oh, well, I was knocked the fuck out. I was going to try to soften it, but knock the fuck out works. I like that. But that's something white folks never have to deal with, and they don't understand it.
I mean, he could have got away with calling me the N-word 5 or 6 times. He just didn't need to follow me to my car with it.
Oh, he stepped to you on top of it?
Oh, he stepped to me. I just ignored him, man. I'm pumping gas like, okay, I guess I'm back in the U.S. of A. You know, that was my welcome back to America, soldier.
And what year was that, brother?
1987.
Okay, so it's 1987 Stan's talking about. Here we are sitting here in
1987.
September of 2020. In May of 2020, George Floyd was killed by a white racist cop who comfortably, casually, sneeringly, and arrogantly put his knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds until he killed him. And people get killed, black people get killed constantly by the cops. And if white folks are going to be honest, which they never are, rarely, let me be fair, since you're being so fair, they rarely are. It's just another dead black man or black woman. It's just another black man or black woman in trouble with the police because their problem, their trouble. If they would just stop doing wrong, they wouldn't be in trouble. If they just obey the rules, right? No, it's not that at all. And case in point, my friend goes to pump gas and he ends up having to defend himself. Yeah, just pumping gas. Just pumping gas. It's the most banal of movements that you have to do in a daily week.
I wasn't even looking at this cat. I remember just heard somebody shouting this stuff from behind me and okay, whatever, he's drunk. He's been drinking to have whatever and going and just don't, okay, if that's what you want to do, man, don't follow me to my car. I got something for you.
Yeah, I understand.
Right. So I can imagine these youngsters these days, what they have to deal with. I can only imagine. I keep to myself. I'm pretty low key now. So some of these kids, man, I can imagine what they have to deal with.
It's a whole new world, and it's 100% different than what we had.
And then in many ways it's not. If that's, we're talking 1987, somebody calling me the N-word, and 2020, somebody getting suffocated to death by while they're handcuffed on the ground.
That's my point.
Amazing,
anyway,
right?
it's insane, and I will never stop talking about it. I'll never stop talking about it, ever,
Right.
ever. I'll be that thorn in your side. Not your side, but white America's side for sure. Yeah, no, they get pissed off at me. It's okay. It wouldn't be the first time. It won't be the last time. The point is, the reason
God forbid you make them uncomfortable, huh?
Yeah, well, they don't like it. White people don't like it. Well, white people make other white people uncomfortable about race.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially,
you go.
That. Yeah. The reason I bring all this up, we belabored it a little bit, but it's important because I want folks to hear this. It's not the only reason. Stanley's obviously multifaceted, and I'm not just trying to corner him or compartmentalize you as like the black voice, right? By a long shot.
Right.
But what happened to your successful, thriving, beautiful business that catered to everyone and also gave this voice to a lot of black musicians, of course, turned into ugliness because we're talking about it, because a lot of knuckleheads showed up. A lot of folks just getting out of prison. A lot of folks in and out of jail a lot. A lot of folks dealing with drugs. A lot of folks dealing with whatever it would be. And I know some fools would show up with weapons and stuff, and, you know, fights would break out and just stupid shit. And you're trying to run a business and people are just trying to hear some music and forget about the 9 to 5 and the grind, right? And just have a nice time and have a drink, maybe a kiss, who knows, maybe make beautiful love afterwards. But unfortunately, it kind of went sideways. And instead of working with you, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and the other powers that be in Las Vegas chose another avenue. And ultimately, it caused you to close your business down, which
when they start chipping away at you and they turn something in this what they turn it into, they understand what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Well, you know, again, you're being very gentle, I know. And if you want me to stop, tell me and I will. I don't want to.
No, you talk, speak your mind, and you're not making me uncomfortable at all. Because I understand both sides of the coin. I do.
I know you do. I know you do. Here's the thing. If I were, or any white person watching this, male or female, were the bar owner, and the situation you've been listening to, it happened to you, it would be a conversation between us and the authority figure, whether that's the uniformed officers that show up, whether that's the city council members you have to talk to at some point, whether that's the detectives that you might have to talk to, whether that's the mayor or the mayor pro temp, whoever, whatever, right? It would just be a conversation, literally a conversation. That's not how it is for Black America. Never has been, and it never will be. And where it would have been a conversation for me, for Stan, it turned out ultimately into them, like he said very nicely, chipping away. And it's like, you don't die from the first cut. You die from 1,000 cuts, right?
Yeah.
And they just wear your ass down, because they, being the government, the power people, they have to watch out, because if they push too far, if they go too hard, then he's going to have a civil rights case against them. And that's going to be a large monetary problem for them. And they don't want that. So they just chip away at him. Just keep cutting at him, keep cutting at him. And finally, it's like, all right, man, what am I going to do here?
I'm outie 5. Yeah.
Yeah. And so so Money Place has been closed down for how long now?
Closed in May of 2019.
Motherfuckers. It was beautiful.
May 25th.
Yeah.
So it was a good run, bro.
It was a real good run.
It's over. It was a good run, man.
It's going to be a better, bigger chapter coming up, because I know you got a lot of really, first of all, again, a successful bar owner off the strip in Las Vegas is an anomaly. And you did it successfully for 17 years. And so that's a wealth of information and knowledge and know-how that anybody in any bar anywhere across America would learn. It would be a master class and then beyond. It would probably be like a doctorate, let's be honest. You know, because we've talked about this a million times over. I'm just like, wow. You got a wealth of knowledge
Right.
and information. And so a lot of people keep reaching out to you about maybe opening up a bar, maybe doing this, maybe doing that. And you're kind of weighing your options right now. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we're in the middle of this pandemic, which has completely foobarred everything.
Yeah. They're about to reopen all the bars in Las Vegas this week.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
All the bars are being permitted to be reopened. Some of them have already been open. Some of the ones with some of the money bars that are owned by the corporate billionaires have already been open because they're in the good graces of the right people. But local bars in Vegas, your mom and pop's joints are all, for lack of a better term, they're like dinosaurs, man. They're a dying breed.
Right. Right.
So it's okay. I mean, that's like I keep saying it is what it is, but what else can I say about it? It's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know that even entertainment and all that is going to be the same anymore. Do you want to even have a bar that, has a band coming in tonight and this and that with the social distancing and all that kind of thing? Even if and when this whole pandemic passes, is that what you want your business model to be? No, I don't. I know if I were to do it again, I know how I would do it, but I'm not going to say too much because people don't deserve to know too much right now.
No, you don't have to say any more than you need to or want to. Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Moving forward, I see that things are different, have to be different if you want to be successful. And you want to look ahead and kind of plan ahead and be prepared for whatever might be next.
Amen, brother. Well, first of all, I'll say this. The pandemic will come to an end, but it's not going to be for probably another 3 years.
Right.
No one wants to talk about that, but that's the reality.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm that crazy guy that didn't know what a pandemic was. I mean, I knew the word, but I didn't really understand what it was about. So I started reading up on what pandemics are, how long they last, what the story is, da-da-da-da-da. We're nowhere. We're not even starting in that second wave yet. And anyway,
is that just amazing how terribly this thing has been handled by this country, by this nation, and by our leaders, and how they all
truthfully
get behind our guy and just try to protect his lying, thieving, dishonestly. I mean, it's amazing. Just you can hear him say things, and they don't even cop to it. He didn't say what he just said. It's just amazing to me.
Gaslighting 100 every minute.
Yeah, India is in competition with us to become the worst nation for handling the pandemic.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. India is almost as bad as we are, but not quite.
They have 1 billion people. We have 330 million. So we're competing. 330 million is competing with 1 billion.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Jesus Christ. Wow. Anyway, I mean, a pandemic is one of those things they knew the potential was there. The office was set up. Dipshit
admittedly
shut it down.
Too.
Yeah. They had all the things in place so that we wouldn't be in the position we're in now. But of course, the shit weasel is in the office, and all he knows how to do is to grift and burn everything down to the ground. And so here we are. But I won't say anymore. I know you got stuff on the line, and you don't know, you do it differently. Do you think you might get back into that business again, or you still keeping your options open for something different maybe?
I'm keeping all my options open, and I'm just going to I'm going to keep my options open right now. I haven't made any decisive choices. People are approaching me, but it's got to be the right people. It's got to be the right situation. It just can't be It can't be. I could get down. I could do this, and I could franchise this place, this whole idea out if I wanted to. If I had the right people to work with, but I'm not going to put myself in a bad position.
No,
you know what I mean?
Nor should you. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be with the right people. Yeah, because it's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going to be tough no matter what you do. And if you don't like the people you're with.
People think they know what they're doing, and they just don't.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk off. We can't. I mean, people are going to get upset hearing this. We'll have to talk off camera. But yeah, I had this really interesting phone call. Well, interesting phone calls, multiple this week. Unbelievable opportunity, which completely blew my mind. And I was like, I need a couple of days to kind of let this percolate and figure out.
Good for you, man.
What just happened here? Because it's like paradigm shifting. But anyway,
good for you. Good.
Well, thank you. Yeah, anybody who would think about going in the bar business now, or even after the pandemic it gets under control and kind of runs its course in terms of, see, that's a misnomer. I shouldn't say shit like that. And I'm not a health official, and I'm not the person to be listening to, but until the vaccine's out, and it kind of does run its course. I guess that is a fair way to say it. But, human beings are always going to want to go out and socialize. We're social creatures. If we didn't realize that, we now cannot deny how social we are. And so bars will be open, and drinking will take place, and food consumption and dancing and, all the other stuff that we used to do. And if you ever wanted to get into the bar business and you want to avoid a lot of wasted money, tears, gnashing of teeth, wailing, crushed dreams, broken back and heart, you would be really wise to talk to someone like Mr. Henderson here, because he knows his shit inside and out. I've seen it firsthand. And, I didn't say this, but, I put myself through school while I went to school. And then for years, I worked in the restaurant business and the bar business. And I worked in every aspect of it, Started out washing dishes, managed restaurants, started out bar backing, cleaning the bar up, bartending, bar managing, the whole thing. And so like when I would watch you, I was always like, go ahead, Stan, because that's not easy, man. It's tough. It's a tough business. And most people, I've heard so many people over the years talk about they want to open a bar. You're like, well, do you know the bar business?
Yeah,
Have you been in the food and beverage business?
They think they do. And you want to come to Vegas and open up a 24-hour business?
Come on, man.
You think you do.
They romanticize it. And people romanticize the business I'm in, acting. Everybody thinks they can be an actor or an actress. And I'm just like, wow, really? It's I always look at it like that's a backhanded compliment, because myself or whomever they're thinking about in their head that made them decide they're going to be an actor or an actress is so good at what they do and is so comfortable in front of the camera that they think it's the easiest thing in the world.
You make this shit look easy, Dar. Yeah.
Shit, I can do that. And so they do the same thing with me, and I'm just like, no. Yeah, I'm going to come out there for 3 months, and if I don't get a movie role in 3 months, then I'm going to go home. But at least I tried. And I'm like, well, congratulations.
Just stay home.
Well, no, come out here. Definitely come out here. Go check out the Hollywood sign.
Stay home. Yeah, right.
I'm saying that on the inside, but I don't want to be that asshole. But yeah, like if you don't know what you're doing, Anyway. Yeah. Mr. Henderson, is there anything else we should touch on this evening besides the fact that I haven't seen you in, what's the last time we actually laid eyes on each other?
In person? How long ago?
Like the last time I was out there, which is...
Sorry, you were here for like a couple of days. You had some kind of meeting or something, and you actually...
Yeah, that's shit show, yeah.
Yeah, you actually spent the night.
I spent the night with you guys.
I mean, you were gone before you were actually gone before I woke up. You just needed someplace to sleep. You crashed at the crib and was gone. When was that?
That was like 2008, 9, right?
Was it that long ago?
It's been a minute, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Was my niece? That's what my niece was gone then too, wasn't she? Because she lived with us for 2.5 years. Yeah, it had to be like 2008, 2009.
If she was there, I didn't see her.
Okay, yeah, she was gone. It was after that. Yeah. Long time.
Just me, you, the boys, and Rhea. Yeah, and I just I got to get out of here. I'm going to leave early in the morning.
Yeah,
you don't need to see this face first thing when you wake up. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs to see that. The eye crust, the drool, the boogers. Yeah, the hair. Nobody needs to see that. Man, I appreciate you doing this with me.
Hey, man, I'm glad I got to talk about the Black Book sessions.
You know,
I'm going to tell you, man, in this country, that was probably one of the coolest things that ever happened for a period of time.
Now he's talking honest.
For artists and just aspiring, artistic, talented people were looking for a place to express themselves artistically without fear of any type of drama. I'm so happy that the men, the talented, gifted, young, forward-thinking men from the chapter, CJ, the 360, approached me with that, and we did that. We made that happen, and I'm so thankful for those guys. They put a lot of people on a good path, that otherwise would not have had that experience or opportunity. And I was just happy to have the venue, the 4 walls to provide the space for that to happen in. So that was great. And thank you for allowing me to speak on it, man. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you for just giving me the opportunity to talk about it, because I never could have, there's no one else in this world I don't think I could have this conversation with, man.
Wow. You say all the nice things.
That would understand it.
Well, no, I appreciate that, but man, listen, it's like the people who end up hearing this and seeing this are going to know. They're going to recognize the names. They're going to understand. And then they're going to try to dig back through files and see what they can find online and, back doors and the dark web and whatever else. And then, please share whatever pictures you have and any video you may or may not have. And I'll put this in with this episode. It won't be in the video, obviously, but I'll put links to it and stuff so people can see what it was, because it was really fucking unique.
It was phenomenal, man.
It was a conference, a conglomeration, a meeting of just people and artists, and it was remarkable, man. It was really remarkable.
Yeah, these kids, man, they didn't have a lot of money, they didn't have a lot of resources,
right?
But they came out and they showed up, and they really made something cool that other people could appreciate, feel comfortable around. It was a great introduction to urban hip hop, rap, R&B, and a different lifestyle that other people might have thought differently of. Once they came and experienced the Black Book sessions, they had an entirely different outlook on people, I think, that otherwise they would never experience.
That's right. That's right. 100%. Amen to that. It strengthened the fabric of the community. It strengthened the bonds of those who were there in attendance, and it opened their mind. And that's the beauty of art and music. And
arts.
The tagline for this podcast is "Art is life, and life is art," or "Life is art, and art is life," depending on which
rhythm is life, and life is a rhythm. I can't tell you what song that's from. That's something back in the 80s where rhythm is life and life is rhythm, or something like that.
That's what's his name? What's his name? Tom Brown. Funkin' for Jamaica.
Oh, that could be Tom.
I think that
could be Tom
is
Brown.
Life and life is rhythm. I think that's Tom Brown. You
it could be, man.
Old school. I love it.
So Dusty old school.
Those that know will
Dusty.
know.
Yeah. If you don't know, you don't know. I ain't
You
gonna
don't
try
know.
to tell you.
Yeah,
I don't care.
no. Listen,
No.
Stan. Listen,
Yeah.
man. I used to listen to. We'll end it on this. We used to listen to that funky old school stuff, which was new when we were listening to it. Gap
Sure.
Band. You know, people think, oh yeah, I know the Gap Band now, man. When Gap Band came out, people were like, what's going on? Ohio Players, Roger, Cameo, et cetera, going on way back.
Did you know Zach? Did you know Roger Troutman performed his band Roger and the Human Body did Shawnee's prom our junior year? Yeah, how about that? Out of Dayton, Ohio, Roger Troutman, before his brother killed him.
Wait a minute. So we graduated in the same class. You're saying the junior?
Our junior prom. I didn't go to it, but it was Roger and the Human Body. Roger and the Human Body. Yeah.
I don't even remember it.
It was either prom or homecoming. One of those things that I didn't attend, but he performed there. He used to perform at the Club 21 in Lima, Ohio. That my cousin, one of my cousins,
you're getting greasy right now.
Oh my God! On the corner of Market Street and something. Yeah, Club 21.
Listen, a few people from Shawnee are going to be looking at this and seeing you for the first time in years. So you want to give a little shout out. But Club 21. Club 21, QP Burgers. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, right? I was just there for a minute. But I met a lot of really good people there, and it was interesting. You know, like I just left the Iranian Revolution a year prior to getting there. I had a year to decompress in New Mexico, and then I landed in Lima, motherfucking Ohio. And
how did that happen to you? How did you land in Lima? Ooh, I wouldn't wish that on my.
How much time do you got? Yeah, that's all that was going through my head. I'm like, where am I? How did I get here? And what's really going on? Yeah.
What did I do wrong?
No.
Oh yeah.
No. Really, truthfully, brother, I wasn't like that. We moved all the time, so I was used to that part of it. And in Ohio and Lima specifically, were so different than anywhere else I'd ever lived in my life. But it was cool. It's interesting. It was fascinating. The curiosity, the novelty of it, getting to learn a new culture. Because I always tell this to people: the United States of America is so big that each state. Maybe that's not totally accurate, but each state is kind of in a way, or maybe like
a different country.
Thank you. And so I'd never been to the country of the Midwest before.
I never thought of it that way, but you're so right.
Yeah, it is 100%. And so moving all over the country so many times, I got to see all different parts of America, and it is different. And like now, people are like, well, yeah, of course. Or maybe some people are like, what's he talking about? It's different, man. It's one thing to see it on your smartphone or on your iPad or your tablet, whatever you're looking at it on your computer. But it's quite another thing to go and move and live in and breathe and be, the new person, the interloper. But yeah, no, listen, man, it was interesting. Lima was interesting and cool and fun and also incredibly fucking boring and flat and just wow. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, buddy. I know.
That's your ass. Yeah. So if I'm going to bitch about it, I got to toast it because I got to meet you. And I love you like a brother. And here we are 40 years later.
Right back at you, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for rolling through that shithole town.
Thanks for putting up with the bizarre merchant. Stanley, I have carpet for you. Good price. Not for anyone else. Normally we sell for $4,000. For you, I sell it to you for $3,999.
It's a bargain. Sold. Oh yeah.
Stan, you got to come back and tell some more of the stories because there are a lot
Well,
more. There's no way I was going to try to get everything now.
Well, whenever you want to holler at your boy, man, you know I'm a phone call away, bro. You know.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, man.
You're on video now, man. Now I'll just play this for you. I'll just send this to you and go, "Hey, Stanley," and I'll just play that part right there. Your big smiling face at me, like, "Hey, you remember you said?"
Awesome.
And then, fuck you. I want to sleep. I want to rest. I know. All right, brother. Thank you for doing this. You're very relaxed and natural in front of the camera for not doing stuff like this.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Well, you're a good guy to do this with, and you keep me nice and cool. So, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. You're the professional. You're the man. You're the man. You're running this show. It's your show.
Don't say anything. I'm trying to make it look like it's easy, like anybody can do it.
Yeah, right. There you
go. Yeah. All right, brother. We will talk soon. Love you, man.
Okay. I love you too, man.
Okay.